Mujevale, Mujevale, Mujevale. My name is Bani Kibuka, and this is the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Welcome once again to the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Before we start today's episode, I want to thank everybody that has shared my work, and this is a big deal for me and my podcast page. And in today's episode, the person I'm hosting actually is the guy behind the idea of pushing to pass 100 subscribers. He gave me the energy and effort to go past that. Let's welcome Semakula Isaac. Isaac, can you say hi to our listeners?
Hi everyone, Semakula Isaac here.
Yeah, Semakula, I'm so excited to have you on this podcast. I know we've been talking a long time to get a day to host you here so people can hear you, and I've always wanted to have this time to host you here for what you're doing, and we're going to be talking about how we met and some of the things and what you're doing right now. To start with, just tell us where you're from and where you were born.
Yeah, so everyone listening in, Happy New Year to you. I'd like to start this podcast by thanking everyone that has subscribed to this channel. I go by the names of Semakula Isaac. I was born and raised in Kampala, Uganda. Yeah, I grew up from the ghettos, by the way.
I remember I used to see you. I came to your house a few times, and I used to see, and you came and stayed at my place for a long time. So we really got connected and built a bond that is beyond friends. Like, we're now just like brothers, and I'm so excited to see you grow and start achieving your dreams and seeing what you do. Now, today I'm hosting you here because I learned that you are now a musician and you started pursuing music. But before we go into your music career, I want to take us back to what you were doing before you started music. How was your life like before music?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. My life before music, I wouldn't explain it in a way that it was fun or something. I was just living a life whereby I didn't know what I had to do. I was just living days as they came, and I was just enjoying myself basically. And I just got done with school, so going to campus, I was doing a lot of things, fashion. I wanted to be a fashionista, but it couldn't happen because I didn't have love for it. Just doing books, studying, and man, I was just living life without a purpose. I hadn't found myself yet.
That's crazy because all of us get to that point where we don't know. We just leave, and like we don't know what we're gonna do. But that's something that I feel like a lot of people go through at that stage where they don't know what they're gonna do. So now you started music. What made you realize that you want to start doing music?
When I was at Makerere College School, there's this performing arts club. It's a club that is connected to music, and it had people that really love music in it, and they used to perform on assemblies every Friday. So some Friday, my friend hits me up, he's going to perform, and I'm just helping him out with the lyrics of some song, because I used to know lyrics of most of the Nigerian songs back then. So when I helped him out, like organize for his performance, and me seeing the rehearsals these guys go through, it felt like I was part of something, but I was just in the behind of the scenes. So I got a vision whereby I could own a record label sometime. I wanted to be a manager. So that's where it grew from. I started seeing myself as a manager, but not so serious. So after school, I wasn't so much into the music. I didn't even know that I'm going to do music. So there's this time, I feel like it was 2017, I think, when I got done with school, and I was listening to most African music back then. And that time, I remember Wizkid dropped Fake Love, some song he dropped with Duncan Mighty. That song changed my life. I've always wanted to tell people how a song can change your life. Listening to it even now, it always feels special to me, man.
So when did you get to, I know you've done a lot of songs. Actually, I listened to most of your songs that you've been sharing with me. Yeah. When did you record your first song, and what was that song that you recorded first?
Yeah, so after that moment, I've been listening to that record from Wizkid. I used to follow up guys most at that time because I was more into Instagram and Facebook. So I used to like be on the trend and know what's coming. So when that song dropped, I felt like I was among the first people to listen to it. So it gave me the morale and zeal like to keep up with that. I always wanted to be the first to know about the songs coming. I always wanted to be like the first person to listen to something. I didn't want to be the last, you know. So that kept me
Mm-hmm.
on, and I think I fell in love with the music without knowing. So all of a sudden, I was just getting new music and digging more into the music, like finding underrated guys. And that's when I got to know that most guys in the mainstream, they aren't there because they are the best, but it's because the rest haven't yet been heard. So me going deep and finding these guys, I fell in love with the music, and I decided that I'm going to record. Me listening to more songs helped me get the confidence of hitting up the studio. I went to Google the director's name, his older works. I went on to like get engaged with the director more, and I felt like since I love being behind the scenes of people's success and seeing people grow, I always wanted to like do something that would help me as well as an artist. So I decided to go to film school to learn how they make music videos, such that
Mm-hmm.
shoot my own music videos and for other artists. So that's why I went to film school, and I found myself at film school. Now, going to film school,
Mm-hmm.
among my classmates, I was surprised that I have a producer, someone who knows music. So this guy like persuades me like to visit his studio and start recording. So someday I get time and we record my first track. I would really want to explain that day, but that was like the worst first studio experience I've got. I went to studio, guy's studio was in the bedroom. I had to I had no vocal drills. Like I didn't know nothing at all. I just wanted to do it. Just wanted to give it a try. So I recorded my first song in a one take. When I went to the mic, I didn't stop. They told me just sing the whole song and get off. That's it, man. So we recorded my first track.
What was the name of the first track that you recorded?
Oh, it was called Omunigo. Omunigo in
Oh.
English means squeeze, dance, something.
Wait, I think that's the song. The is that the song I listened to? Pass me your love, my
No, that
baby.
was the
Wanna
second one.
go? Oh, that was the second.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I really like that song. I think I listened to Omonigo too, but the second one was really nice. I really loved it. But yeah, that's quite a story of how your music journey has come up, and it's interesting that now you've actually picked up interest in this music, and I like the ideas of your music. Now, do you write your own music or you get somebody write for you and you sing?
Okay, I write my own music, but I feel like I need to explain how it also came by.
Okay, go ahead and explain that to us.
Yeah, so when I got down with my first tracks, they weren't that good, to be honest with myself. I let them out and everyone was happy and hyping, but my mom told me the truth. My brothers told me the truth. You don't know how to sing. You suck at singing. We won't listen to your music. Because this guy is not music, man. I've really grown up. I've been blessed that I've grown up in a house whereby you sleep and wake up and a song is playing. Like they listen to music always, so they know nice music. So they told me the fact, and with them being open to me, I had to take in the criticism because man, it's your own family. You can't like refuse what they say, man. So I had to take in the criticism, and I had a setback in the music. I told myself, chill. I'm going to give it time. I'm going to learn and get exposed more. So I deleted all the songs off the mainstreams and everywhere. I deleted them. I didn't want to hear them again. So I gave myself time. So it has taken me like 1.5 years now of just listening to music, finding artists, knowing how the music business goes, watching musical shows, watching musical documentaries. And this has helped me grow up as an artist on the low end. Yeah, I went from basically having a songwriter to writing my own songs.
Nice. Yeah, so now you said you deleted your songs off the stream. Did you like save them to redo them later when you start releasing music, or what's your plan? Are you gonna
No,
scratch those other
no,
songs?
I don't want to do them again. I don't want to listen to them again. That was
Oh.
that was not cool music, man.
So do you have new songs that you've started writing and releasing? I know today you're gonna premiere a new song for 2021, and at the end of the show we're gonna talk about that. But like, is there many other songs you've done?
Yeah, so this time, the 1.5 years I'm talking about, I've really been writing a lot of music and listening to a lot of music to get inspirations. I got surprised how the year went on. You know, when 2020 started, we all had dreams
Mhm.
to achieve this year, but
Yeah.
it hasn't really been the best, but we really got the best out of it, like just breathing and achieving what God has said for us. So when this year started, I had the dream of letting out another single and starting it with a single and maybe a music video, but then we went to COVID times and the whole world was affected. So that
Mm.
alone gave me a setback as well with the music. When we got to the pandemic, the entertainment industry was really affected
Mhm.
all over the world. So it gave me this picture of, man, I'm not going to make it in the entertainment industry. So I had to like get other sustainable means of income, you know? So I've spent 1.5 years of me learning, watching musical shows, like I said, and documentaries, and falling in love with the music, and me listening to new artists, underrated artists on the ground. So when we got to 2020, everyone had goals this year to achieve, but when COVID came up, we all had setbacks in lives. And for me, it affected me both in a positive way and a negative. So when we go to COVID times, I experienced this feeling of I'm not going to make it in the music game because musicians were really affected with the situation and the pandemic, and there was no one having shows. There were no sources of income in the music industry, so I decided to set off my film career. I decided to teach myself how to edit on a more complex level and how to direct more, and I just got gigs that were coming in by then. But then at the end of August and the beginning of September, I got a call up from Chico. Chico is like my official producer right now. So
Shout out to
yeah,
Chico.
so Chico is a person who wasn't really my friend. You know those acquaintances, like someone who just knows you. You know someone like that, Bonnie. We went to the same school, but he wasn't even in my class. He was in the year above us, but he just knows me, and surprisingly I listened to my old tracks. So he calls me up and tells me he's opened up a studio. He knows I sing, he knows I love music, so he wants me to come through and record. I was really surprised that he could tell me something like that. So I'm like at a moment whereby I'm really going to make it with a film career. I'm really setting myself up. I've started shooting again, and he calls me up, man. So I didn't first give it a thought of like I should go because I'd given myself time. I didn't want to get back to studio without me knowing how to write music, without me like having to hustle my sound with producers, because I already know how nice music sounds. So I don't want to hustle with a producer who is also starting. I wanted to go to a producer who is like really standard, who knows the industry, who has had some experience. You get it?
Is that where you recorded your album?
Yeah, it's where I recorded my album. So I just gave Chico a chance. I went there, and to be honest, I didn't like believe he will have that vibe that I really want. So I even took my own beat. I remember I was really like trusting him. So when I reached studio, the day I went, man, had to first set up a vibe with him because you know music is about relations. You can't just make nice music with anyone. That's why I
Mhm.
think most guys fail at music because you can't just like make music with anyone just because they know music. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So
Yeah.
when we reached studio, I failed to record even that day because, oh man, 1.5 years without being on a mic. And then you just call me up all of a sudden. So I failed to record that day and told him, man, I'll come back next time and record. So before I left studio, I gave myself time to talk to him and get to know him more. So we are in studio chilling. This guy plays some of the beats he's working on, and that was the life changer again. It came up again. He played some beat of my song that is on the album. It's called Feelings Though. And when he played that beat, I told him to pause. I asked him, "Are you the one who made this beat?" I couldn't believe it that he played the exact type of music I want to make. You understand that kind of feeling I had? I don't know if you can relate to
Mhm.
it, but I was so amazed and happy about about it, hearing such music coming from him, man. So that's when I knew I can make nice music with him. And that day, I told him just pack for me that beat. He put it on my WhatsApp, and I went home. I didn't record. So the following week, I was just waking up from Monday to Sunday. I was just waking up in the morning, shouting, vocal drills. I got a YouTube vocal coach. I used to watch videos of YouTube for my voice. I used to shout a lot. Then I was just writing for that beat. So when I went back to studio, like the following weekend, I had to sleep over because we were in quarantine back then. So I had to sleep over like for 3 days. Yeah, for curfew because we were in quarantine back then. I had to sleep over. I had to sacrifice myself for the music. So man, we recorded 3 tracks that weekend. So after that weekend, we got a vibe, man. We connected, and then we started building the album. The next weekend, I went there. I didn't know we were gonna record like any song. I just went there like to chill. We recorded 4 songs, man, in one day, and then that's when we picked up a vibe and we made 10 songs. By December, they were done.
Oh wow, that's quite a story and quite a journey on how things were working out for you on that. And I believe from that album is the song we're gonna premiere today, and I think we'll play a little bit of it at the end of
Yeah,
the
man.
show. Who are the 3 people you would say that have been most influential in your life, or with the music and everything you've been doing?
Oh, the first person would be my mom. And my mom told me the truth that I don't know how to sing. When everyone was lying, she said the truth. She was real. That one would be the first one. I think Chico would come next because Chico has changed my life, man. I didn't know I'd reach a point whereby I'm proud of what I'm doing and I love what I'm doing. So Chico deserves that credit, man.
Yeah.
I owe him everything in life, man. That person. Maybe you, 'cause, man. This is the first time I'm getting interviewed, man.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to be there, and I've always been encouraged by you and your growth and everything you've been able to say here. And it's hard for many people to understand negative criticism, not like negative criticism, but like somebody to criticize something in the opposite way, from the way you think about it. Like it's hard for us to take it. Like even when people tell me about the podcast, like, hey, you didn't do this right, or you need to change that. Sometimes it's hard for us to open our hearts and accept it, but it takes a lot to accept that. Like if somebody came up to you and say, hey, your voice is not sounding right or something, it takes courage to believe in that. So I appreciate that from you, man. The second last question I'm going to ask you is, who is your favorite musician?
My favorite, like I have like in Africa and also in my home country. Actually, it's surprising how I love this guy and people find it funny, my age mates, but I like David Lutalo music. That guy really deserves to be a star. He has inspired me, my writing and how my music sounds basically. David Lutalo is the person I look up to meet this year. Yeah, man.
How about
In Africa, it's
international?
Wizkid, man. Starboy for life.
Wizkid. Yeah, I always see your WhatsApp status and you share a lot of music
Yeah,
from
man.
Wizkid, and I
Yeah,
knew that
man.
off. Hey,
And from the story
gonna
today,
be.
I've told you, man, how that man changed my life. Fake Love. That song, everyone should
Yeah.
listen to it, man, after this interview. That song changed my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, where can our listeners connect with you? Some of your social media platforms. You can just tell us the platform you use and the username, so people who listen to this podcast can continue to connect with you. And maybe there's somebody somewhere listening who is a producer, artist that can give you some advice and encouragement to keep on going. So if you want to tell that to us,
Yeah,
that'll be
so
great.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter as Thisiscemar on Instagram and Itsema on Twitter. That's where they can connect with me for now. And I'm gonna open up my YouTube channel this year and post up my music and Spotify and everywhere, man. All streaming platforms. You'll find Sema with CEMAR everywhere. I'm gonna be dropping my music after elections because remember we in the elections and I had a talk with my baby and she told me we should drop the music after elections. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll remember to add on your social media platform in this podcast when I release it, so people can connect with you. Now, before even I leave the music, because this is something I forgot to ask. What genre or what kind of music do you do? What does it fall into?
Oh yeah. I do Afropop and basically I can describe it as Afropop. Though the type of music I want to make is this international sound, give it the local vibe of Uganda. That's what I want. Yeah.
Nice. Now, the last question that I ask everybody who I host on my podcast is, what gets you excited about life?
Well, always seeing people win, man. I want to see people win. I feel like we should live in a world whereby everyone wants everybody to win. That's how we grow, man. I feel excited when I see someone winning.
That's amazing. I like that from you, that you're not having a selfish heart. Because even when I started the podcast, you were the first person who was behind there, just pushing me and just supporting and keep me going. So I want to thank you for sacrificing this time to just talk to us. I know it's late in Uganda. Thank you, Isaac,
Yeah.
for being on this podcast. Now it's the time to premiere Isaac's song. And before we premiere this song, I want Isaac to tell us the inspiration from this song and to tell us something about this
Yeah,
song.
so we're gonna premiere Subaya today, and every guy listening in, I like to dedicate this song to you because the inspiration behind it. I wanted to make a song for the Muslim girls. It's been a while ever since a Ugandan artist sang about a Muslim girl. So this song is yours, to you queens who put on veils and who look beautiful. Right now, you gotta listen to this podcast and have the first chance to listen to it. Yeah, go.
Everybody, it's time to listen to the beat of Sumaya.
Yeah, man. Lego. Ekinewunyisa kono muwala balenzi bangi bayagala akimanyi bulungi tebamwagala akatima kerumu balikamenya abalemerako kuba balina mani nze yali amwagala yankuba bbali yaŋŋamba talina kyakola omukwano gwe ne gunsobera.
I am Bonnie Kibuka, the host of the Ugandan Boy Talk Show. Thanks for watching my video, and don't forget to hit subscribe and share with a friend. Tune in every Saturday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time for a new episode about my podcast. And for more information about this podcast, follow me on my Instagram page at talk_show_256.